Hello everybody, Elena is here, talking from the Bangkok, taking this time, recovering from my surgeries, and just talk a little bit about what I do. So the question of the day today, what is the right way to get rid of the belly fat? In fitness, we actually do not have right way or wrong way. There is no such a thing. As long as people moving and exercising, it's good. We have this thing called more effective, less effective, more injury prone, less injury prone. So how to get rid of that belly fat? The first thing is the diet. That's the biggest thing. 85-90% of how you look is what you eat. And then of course helping with exercise. Pregnancy is probably one of the biggest things for women, because it's like a huge injury to your stomach, for all of the stomach muscles, rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, skin, and get rid of the excess skin or belly fat after pregnancy. It will depend on how well your body balances off. For the younger girls, the girls who haven't been through pregnancy yet, I always tell that doing your crunches and making your core strong before pregnancy will dramatically increase the recovery process. Postural correction is another thing. If your hips are not sitting properly, if your posture is not good, then it's very difficult to engage your abs or core muscles and keep everything inside. And I see that especially in the girls that are getting through the competition, getting ready for the competition, because I can see everything in there. And the minute the posture is adjusted and the rib cage is put back to the original position, that initiate the adjustment, initiate the engagement of the core, that will help to keep the core in. Lack of exercise will be, of course, another one. But the thing is about spot reduction of the fat, it never works. When you work out, the body fat will come off everywhere, and it will come off everywhere in a percentage wise. So if your body storing your fat in your belly, in your midsection, more than anywhere else, of course you're going to see the reduction of the fat there sooner once you start exercising. But just doing your abs, I'm gonna decrease the amount of fat around your stomach. Everything has to be in place. So that's about it. So in order to get rid of your belly fat, you need to really take a serious look at your diet. You need to take a look at your posture, and you do need to go to the gym and start doing proper cardio and start doing proper workout to grow muscle, and that will burn your fat for energy. So as I promised yesterday, today we're going to be talking about muscle isolation. And in my very first phase, stabilization phase, what I usually see, and I determine how bad your muscle system was compromised from either lack of exercise or exercising the wrong way. Not wrong way, I guess. Not using the proper muscle isolation. I call my stabilization phase is rewiring. So what happens is when you do not use the muscle, you actually lose the neurological connection from your brain to the specific muscle. And once that neurological connection is lost, your muscle can no longer contract. And your body will use different muscles to compromise for the movement. Today I want to talk about 4 specific areas that I see every single time when my new client comes in. And we're going to talk about trapezius and deltoids, bicep and tricep, chest and deltoid, and what arching your back does to you. So trapezius, it's a big muscle. It connects from your skull. It goes through everything in your on your spine up to the mid back. It's like a trapezoid, Google it just to see how it looks. And it goes through the shoulder as well. It takes over most of the muscles of the body. It can lift your arm for you. It can arch your back. It can do all of your back movements for you, with one exception. It cannot hold you back properly. So how that muscle affect the movement of your deltoids, or the actual movement of the specific muscle? Most of the time, when you see people exercising, doing the deltoid work, they bring the elbows up, make it nice and straight in here, which is nothing wrong with it, and then they start lifting the arms up and down. If you take a closer look at this specific muscle right here, right now my elbow is slightly to the front, and this muscle is straight. But if I bring it to the back, the muscle is actually wraps around the joint. You see that, right? So it wraps around the joint. If the muscle is bent, it's not going to work properly, if at all. Therefore, it's going to get tired very quickly, and once it's tired, it will start giving to your traps, which the muscle is right here, right? And this muscle, upper traps, will start producing the motion of bringing your arm up. So what I've noticed with a lot of clients, whether they exercise or not, that the upper traps are kicking with every movement of the arm up, because that specific muscle does it for you, not the deltoid. And I literally have to grab my client by the hand and connect it back. They do one movement up with the arm, and then traps take over and brings elbow to the back. I connected it back. And within about 15 days of doing it properly, your brain restores the connection to this specific muscle and start doing it for you and start helping you, and your muscle will start contracting properly and produce the motion. In order to try to isolate the muscles, you need to remember one thing. I'm going to talk a little bit more scientifically. We have agonist and antagonist muscle. When your bicep is engaged, your tricep is disengaged, is flat. When your tricep is engaged, your bicep is flat. Okay? So when your upper traps are engaged, nothing else is engaged. It's all disengaged. In order to disengage your upper traps, you need to engage your lower back. You need to engage your either lower trapezius, or actually what I feel is the contraction of my lats. By contracting your lats down, it disengages the traps, and then you can produce the proper motion of the arms. You can do it from different positions, right? You can have it completely forward in order to completely to get your muscle to understand what you're trying to do. You can go a little bit farther until the point it starts wrapping around the joint of the shoulder. So that's how traps affect your deltoids. Now let's talk about chest and deltoids. Chest and deltoids. Very often, most of the people I talk to, they have issues with the rotator cuff, especially guys. So let's take a look at the work of deltoid and the chest and how they are connected together. When we see people benching, so I really hope you can see it in this video, depending how your arms are positioned, the distribution of weight is going to come to exactly that specific area. So if your shoulders are up in line with your deltoid and you're trying to train your chest, you're actually putting all weight onto your deltoids. If you lower the elbows down, making sure that your bar or your dumbbells are right in front of your chest, okay, so you see this is the little motion down, then you're going to be training your chest. So now let's see how deep we need to go with the bar or with dumbbells. Very often I see overextension of the shoulder, Guys call it full range of motion. Yes, we can move from here to here, absolutely. This is the full range of motion. But what it does to your rotator cuff. So from here to about here. Okay, I'm gonna lower my arm. So from here to about here, this is your deltoid work. Okay, so if you're putting 240 pounds onto your deltoid, it's really gonna have a very good workout. Okay, that's how the guys get good shoulders. However, from here to about here, this is when your deltoid muscles transfer the power to contract into your chest. And the little connector, brachialis muscle, it's a very tiny muscle that usually get very ripped. It get ripped and damaged during this process if the weight is too high, because it's not a strong muscle, it's not a main mover. And to give 240 pounds or 200, any amount of weight actually, it will damage it. It will damage your rotator cuff as well, and you have to be very careful with that. So now, from this position to about this position, this is your deltoid, little bit, tiny bit forward, it's about half an inch movement, it's your brachialis, or your connective tissue, basically connection of your deltoid to your chest is done, and only after that, your chest will contract, okay? So if you stop right with parallel with the floor, you have to feel it. When you're going down with your bar or with your dumbbells, you really need to resist the gravity, and you feel it in your chest. And then as soon as you stop feeling it in your chest and start feeling in the deltoids, you went too far. So you need to stop right before that. We call it putting muscle maximum time under tension. So you're keeping the muscle of the chest under tension. For that, you do not need to overextend your shoulder. Okay? So, and then from there, you push up, push your deltoids. Push your dumbbells or your barbell up. It's super difficult to explain in a video. I hope you guys getting it. The feeling when you push your bar, it's a feeling as if you're scooping your chest from under and up. If I were to exaggerate the movement, it will be as if you're putting your tricep into your chest, pushing it into the chest when you push your arms forward, but without actual movement of the elbow. I tell my clients to feel the energy coming through your pinkies, feel the energy, feel the scooping, the action of the chest when you push forward. So, in order to train your chest, you do not need to damage your rotator cuff. All you need to do, you just need to feel the chest. You work in your chest, you load your chest, not the shoulders. You work your shoulders, you load your shoulders, not the traps. Watch for that. Bicep and tricep. If your arm hangs down, it's held together by five muscles. 2 muscles of the bicep and 3 muscles of the tricep. If your arm is down, if your elbow is straight down the body, aligned with the body, and if you, let's say, lifting 10 pounds, right, dumbbell up, doing your bicep curls, 3/5 of that weight is going to be actually accompanied by your tricep. And you're probably going to give maybe 2 to 3 pounds to your bicep. In order to switch the process of loading your tricep while you're doing your bicep curls, all you need to do is just move your elbow slightly forward. As I explained before, agonist-antagonist muscle. By moving the elbow slightly to the front and keeping it in that position, will disconnect your tricep and will connect your bicep better. Okay, and then when you do your bicep curls, just the bicep gonna work and tricep is not gonna be touched. Just look at the person beside you doing the curls, and if you see the bicep moving or the tricep moving, then you will understand what I'm talking about. However, there is another thing here to remember, that your body is super smart. You will tell them to curl, You will tell your body to curl, it will curl. It will curl with the muscles that it can engage neurologically. So it's up to you to do it nice and slow, making sure that your form is absolutely correct. Plus, nice and slow is putting the muscle under greater time under tension, and that will promote better muscle growing. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit, just a little touch on arching your back. For the same principles, agonist and antagonist muscle. There is a specific muscle that arch our back, and it's is rectus spinae, or my machine is stopping. I'm actually doing cardio right now while we are talking. Rectus spinae, or it actually can be done by the same trapezius muscle. So if you're arching your back and doing your lat pull down, most of the power will go to your traps, mid traps, and the fibers of the traps that go down. And also rectus spinae is gonna take over. If you're working your chest, but your back is engaged, guess what happens to the chest? It disengages. Agonist, antagonist. So the back muscle is going to become agonist, front muscle become antagonist. Up muscle is agonist, bottom muscle will be antagonist. So you really need to pay close attention and feel your body and feel what muscle is working. So we're gonna go for another half an hour here of my cardio. And another problem with arching your back, can you imagine how much pressure you're actually putting on your spine? How much pressure you're putting on your spine when you're arching it and applying that load of the bench press? It's ridiculously strong. And not only it's strong, it's actually quite damaging to the discs. You completely compromise the spine, and if you take just a pencil just like this and bend it, eventually it's going to break. And that's what's going to happen to the back. So watch your posture, watch your posture, making sure that you do not do that to your back, because a couple of years of wrong exercises, shouldn't be saying wrong, the couple of years of inappropriate way of lifting weights can actually significantly damage you, and you won't be able to go to the gym, and you will not be able to enjoy the life. And everything is in fitness designed and should be designed to prolong the quality of life up until you're very old, because your body doesn't stop producing new muscle until you're actually dead. It's when you stop, you die. So do not stop. Keep on working out. Watch out for your posture. Watch out for unnecessary overextension of joints while you're trying to work and exercise. Google it and learn the physiology of the person, of human body, of the muscle connection. And just do yourself a little favor. Everything is available online right now. And just to make sure that you do not damage your shoulders when you train your chest, do not damage your lower back when you train your legs, do not damage your back, watch your back. That's it for today. Tomorrow we'll see what question is going to come up, and we'll talk a little bit more. Tomorrow will be my last segment, and then I'm flying home on Saturday. Tomorrow they're gonna take off my stitches finally. We're gonna breathe a little. Yeah, have a good day. Bye bye.